Fire and Emergency Services Instructor, Chapter 10, last one, records, reports, and scheduling. Learning Objective 1 is explain the difference between records and reports. Difference between records and reports, specifically training records. Training records are permanent accounts of events or actions taken by an individual, unit, or organization. From these training records, raw data can be used to help develop reports or demonstrate the effectiveness of the training program. In the training record, what is included? This is minimum. Types and hours of training provided. Names of the personnel in attendance. The learning objectives or outcomes achieved, Training resources expended. Training reports are official accounts of training events presented verbally or in writing. I would say almost always in writing. I've never given a verbal formal training report. And in this, we're detailing the pertinent activities required to control a training event. Inform administrators of the accomplishments, problems, and daily training activities of an authority having jurisdiction's members and divisions. And training reports provide data that help an organization to make informed decisions about operations and strategic planning. These are normally standardized forms, narratives, or simple lists of names, handwritten, typed, or computer generated, generally in essay format and typed or computer generated. I would say today 85% are computer generated and 15% are still typed with a handwritten in off a template. Reports and records must be stored in a secure location. Most of the time it's electronically in a record management system. Appropriate personnel must be able to access both. Absolutely. Learning Objective 2. Identify the types of training records required by training agencies. The types are attendance records, certification applications, incident injury records, test records, scheduling records, and resource requests. Instructors may be required to collect basic medical information from students as part of the course. Example, instructors may document students' medical vital signs before live fire training. This information should, and I would say shall, be confidential. If this falls under the instructor's responsibility, he or she shall follow all policies and procedures for completing and maintaining these records. All training records should be considered private. Only the instructor and student should have access to test scores. Test scores should be communicated directly to the student in writing. The same rules apply to certification records. Talking about reports. What kind of reports do we have? Same thing as records. We have attendance reports, certification, qualification, and license reports, test reports, instructional contact hours reports, and competency reports. These records and reports may be subpoenaed under open records law, is also called public record law, 4256. Can be considered legal documents to track a student's training career. Level 1 instructors are not responsible for managing their organization's record system, but should become familiar with the filing system and its managers. Any records created during a course should be submitted to managers. Describe the parts of a written report. Report writing. We as instructors must be able to write clear, concise, and accurate reports based upon witnessed events and the records available to them. They must also ensure that all written reports are accurately completed, properly filed, delivered in a timely fashion, and securely stored. NFPA 1041. This is the standard for fire service instructor professional qualifications. You will see that on your test most surely. Assigns report writing responsibilities to instructors at each classification level. Because these responsibilities may vary between agencies, all instructors should be familiar with the report types for which each level is responsible. Level 1 instructors are generally responsible only for training reports. Narrative answers 5 questions. The who, the why, the what, the where, and the when. So focus on that in your reading. When I'm writing a narrative, who was there? Why were they there? What did we do? Where did we do it? When did we do it? What did we use? What did we accomplish? Narrative section parts in our reports. The heading, who's this from? Mine says, from the desk of Fire Chief Clint Volk. The introduction, which is setting the table. On May 11th, 2026, Mesa County Fire District 6 is scheduled for live fire training at the Washington State Patrol Fire Academy. Then in body, I'll put all the information I need in there. And then in the conclusion, I will summarize. So I was told a long time ago by a master instructor, it's very easy on a narrative. Introduction, I want you to think of it like this. Tell them what you're going to tell them. Then the body is tell them. And then the conclusion is tell them what you told them. So tell them what you're going to tell them. Then tell them. And then tell them what you told them. Introduction, body, and summary. Learning objective 4. We're going to identify instructor 1 responsibilities for scheduling training. Level 1 instructors should be able to schedule individual training sessions for their organizations. Typically, the instructor will have an idea of the resources that can be used to facilitate training. Whatever the needs entail, instructors should become familiar with the authority having jurisdictions, policies, and procedures for scheduling and delivering that training event. What are our considerations when scheduling training? We need a sufficient planning period, student availability. What are our mandated staffing levels? Most of us don't have that. Facilities availability, facility policy and procedures, equipment availability. Policy considerations when scheduling. Which personnel are authorized to schedule the training? Which areas of training are authorized and or needed? Which instructors are responsible for which training? And who approves any expenses for the training? And our last slide. Procedures may include timelines for completion of training or mandated training at certain times of the year. Each authority having jurisdiction has a way of announcing training to personnel, and instructors should become familiar with procedures. Level 1 instructors should know to whom they make requests within their AHJs for any needed training resources. Okay, that is chapter 10. Everybody take care. Nice work. That concludes the lecture series.